Hey everybody, welcome back to the Carry and Cut YouTube channel. And if you're new here, I sure do appreciate you stopping by and watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, and check out our Instagram at Carry and Cut and our Patreon at Carry and Cut. I sure do appreciate all the support on Patreon. All the proceeds are going to go directly back into the channel to buy new knives and new equipment to hopefully make the quality and the content better for you guys. So today we're going to be looking at the Spyderco Astute. Messed it up right there. There we go. So the Spyderco Astute, but before we get into that, I want to give a huge shout out to Jimmie Crowe. This is another one of his awesome knives they sent in from his collection for us to take a look at and go over and review on the channel. So wouldn't be able to do this awesome stuff if it wasn't for our awesome subscribers to go ahead and lend out some of their collection for us to take a look at. So what are we looking at here? Well, we're going to be looking at a pretty nice small packaged EDC, folding knife. Spyderco is a super well-rounded, known brand. Not necessarily for this knife, but for their paramilitary series, their shamans, their, a lot of the Delicas super popular. So they're a super well-known company. This one exactly isn't made in America. I'm not sure if this is a Chinese-made Spyderco, but they do a lot of overseas manufacturing as far as they do, of course, China, but then they have a Taiwan, I think it's Taichung, Taiwan plant, and they do some super nice stuff over there too. They do like some titanium folders and stuff like that over there in the Taiwan plant. But as far as the American made stuff, I really do love my PM2. That's the only one I have right now, but I do definitely love this. And you can kind of see the design cues that Spyderco goes for, the signature thumb hole and or finger hole and all that sort of fun stuff. So it's definitely cool. I'm a big fanboy of Spyderco. I always have liked them and always will like them. I think they're incredible nice, especially for the value. The quality is always there. So speaking of that, let's go ahead and get right into this one. I've been carrying this one for a couple days too, and I really do like it. It's easy to get in and out of the pocket. Doesn't take up a whole lot of room. This knife overall, from tip to end, it's just under 7 inches. So the last couple of knives I've reviewed, they've all been in this kind of smaller category, if you will. Blade length is coming, right at a little more than 3 inches, maybe, I don't know, it might be right at 3 inches actually. Sharpened edge, you're right at that 3-inch mark. So it's kind of, you're not really getting all 3 inches. That down here at the edge, you definitely are getting a full 3 inches on the sharpened edge. So this is going to be a drop point blade shape, and it's nice, the pivot and the actual tip of the blade, the tip's almost a little bit higher than the pivot, so that's something interesting to keep in mind. But this blade has a super nice amount of belly, so this is going to be just a super useful blade shape, and it's going to be a really nice user. The handle is super nice too. It's very ergonomic. I can fit a full 4 fingers on this grip, and so that's pretty cool. I wear a large size glove, so if you guys can relate to that. It's a smaller knife, but it's still a pretty useful size at the same time. It's nothing too tiny. We have G10 on the handles, liner lock, and before we get too carried away, let's weigh it, and then we'll do some size comparisons also. So let's go ahead and get all Miss Carry and Cut scale out. There we go, zero it out, perfect. Let's go ahead and throw this one on there. So 2.7 ounces for a 3-inch blade knife. So that's under the ounce per inch goal that people like to go for. So that's pretty good to see. The opening on this, the action is pretty incredible. Look at that thing flies out of there. This is not assisted, nothing crazy like that, just a simple liner lock, but they got the detail on this thing really nailed down. I mean, it flies out of there. So that's pretty cool to see. You got your lanyard tool. That's another Spyderco trademark. Lanyard tool. That's pretty nice. Pretty nice touch if you're into that kind of stuff. G10 on the liners, handles, scales, steel liners. But we have a 4-way tip up, left or right hand carry, pocket clip mounting. So that's another big thing. I know a lot of people like to see that. Lefties, I don't know how much you're going to be wanting to use a liner lock, but that's completely up to you. So let's go ahead and get some size comparisons out of the way. So there's up against the Ontario Rat Model 2. That's definitely pretty close. That is dang near dead on for size comparison right there. So that's nice to see. A lot of people can relate to the Rat 2. This one is rocking some, I think they're Flytanium copper scales actually. So that's pretty cool to see. And then how about the Kershaw Leak? That's another great size comparison right there. So I would definitely, I like the Spyderco more than this one. Even though this one's made in America, I still like the Spyderco more than that. And I would even go off to say that I kind of like the Spyderco more than this Rat 2 also. So I mean, that's really saying something there. Sorry, these are very dirty. Need to go ahead and clean those bad boys up. So what's all, what could you use this knife for? I guess this is going to be a really great, just in and out of the pocket, easy to go somewhere. I wouldn't want to be using this thing in any crazy scenarios, but sort of some light cutting use, of course, opening your boxes, whatever you may do with your pocket knife. This is going to be a really nice user. I would definitely pick one up, and right now they're on sale for under $60 too, so around $58, and of course, made in China. So keep that in mind if you guys are into that kind of stuff or not. Don't let it sway you though. These Spydercos have super awesome quality, whether they're made overseas or not. So they have a pretty high quality control standards, and I really do enjoy everything they put out. Some people think they're the ugliest knives that have ever been made. I personally disagree with them. One thing that I don't like per se on this one is the lack of a sharpening choil, or thereof none. So immediately when you start sharpening, you're going to be losing, a whole lot of edge, blade, whatever you want to call it. You're going to be making a nice old smile right there. So that's kind of unfortunate, but that's just the design they went for on this one. And I didn't even say this has 8CR 13 MOV steel, so pretty decent stuff for what you're getting. Better than 440 or anything like that, I would think, in my personal opinion. This stuff takes a nice super sharp razor edge, easy to sharpen to, nothing crazy, decent bit of stainlessness in it. Not the best edge retention or toughness, but you can get by with it, that's for sure, in a pinch, or whatever. I think knife steels are a pretty subjective topic, and a lot of people don't really need to get all hung up on exactly what knife steel is. Not everybody needs Rex 121 or Maximate or whatever on their blades. That is kind of ridiculous to think that's what people actually need. So stuff like this keeps everybody down to earth, and I think everybody could have a place for something like this in their life. This is pretty close to the Delica too. I've never had a Delica either, but hopefully here before too long I'll get to see one of those. So this is, I approve of this one too. There's only very little flaws I can think about this knife. Personally, I'm going to move this pocket clip over here to the back side. I like to have a tip up carry on my knives. I'm not really too big on the tip down. So I might switch that around, but like I said, this is Jimmie's knife, so I'm not going to do nothing crazy. But for the time I'm carrying it, I'm going to switch it over, and I might even do a disassembly video on this one. Sometimes these lanyard tubes, they get a little crazy when you're taking these apart, and I don't want anything really crazy to happen. I don't want to break any of these liners, scales, or anything like that. So if you guys would like to see a disassembly video on this, I could definitely do it with Jimmie's permission. He said I'd be allowed to, so if you guys are wanting to see that, just please let me know down in the description below. And I don't think I said it, but I'm pretty sure this knife is definitely going to be on washers. It is super tight. There is really no rube in there, so I don't even know what this knife is running on. It could just have some cutouts in there, some like where the blade is kind of grooved out for the washers. I don't think it's going to be bearing, so this should be a washer pivot system. So if you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comment section below. Sure do appreciate you stopping by and watching. And I've been forgetting to say, we are at 468 subscribers right now, and at 500 subscribers we're going to be doing a giveaway, a live giveaway. So we're going to be giving away this Civivi Praxis button lock. So like I said, button lock, aluminum handles, 3 3/4 of an inch thereof, somewhere similar or somewhere around that, of nitro V steel. So this is a super awesome knife. It's about an $80-some value, so it's going to be really cool. Nice steel deep carry clip, like I said, aluminum handles, almost 4-inch blade, button lock action. This is going to be sweet, so make sure you guys stay tuned. Please subscribe if you haven't, and if you're watching this far along, I really do appreciate you guys sticking through this video with me and watching. So don't forget, tell your buddies, tell your moms and dads, brothers, uncles, firstborn son, whatever you want to do. Anybody that's into knives, go ahead and get in the family, and we're going to be giving that knife away super soon. So like I said, thank you guys very much. And I didn't even say, you only got one opening method with this one. It's going to be your Spidey hole. So you got reverse flick, normal thumb flick, index finger on the back side. It's pretty cool little fidgety knife too at the same time. Might not have the best fall shut action, but it's still super easy to close, and it rockets out of there for not being assisted. So, all right guys, until next time, thanks.